Welcome back to Doc Holley Talks, and today I would like to talk a little bit about those stages of functioning that I posted about. You saw my little picture that I made. That was my first attempt at making a meme on Instagram, so hope it worked. Seemed to be pretty cool in my mind. So I want to talk about that because I think it's really important. I've been thinking about it every day because every day I have been going in and out of those stages. And today being Easter and the Passover season, I think that the fact that it's normally a celebration and a time of joy makes today for me feel like one of those really, really tough days. I don't know if you guys are feeling that way too, but I've been feeling really low today. So I think that if I were going to choose my stage of functioning that I'm in today, I would say it's survival mode. So I want to talk a little bit about each of those, and I'm thinking I might actually turn that into 3 separate videos. Otherwise, it's probably going to be like a 12-minute video, and who the heck wants to listen for that long? Not me. So I want to first talk about the stages and how we go in and out of them. You know, if you remember me talking a little bit about grief, the stages of grief are shock, bargaining, depression, anger, and acceptance. And you may know this, but the truth about grief and those different stages is that we go in and out of them in unpredictable ways. We may spend a short period of time in shock and then go straight into the anger phase and then spend a long period of time in depression, have moments of acceptance, and then go back to the bargaining, you know, the what could I have done to stop this? What could I have done differently? Well, what if I do this? Maybe that'll make it better. Or the sadness, I just feel hopeless. I don't even have any motivation. I don't care about anything, about myself, about others. Those are intense, and we can go in and out of them and spend as much time in them as our emotional selves need. So I'd say it's very much the same thing with these 3 stages of functioning that I wrote about, which are, again, survival, stability, and growth. And I think it's important for us to keep in mind that these are the various levels of functioning we might find ourselves in, because we may, in one day, experience episodes of each of those. So I know that I've had moments where it just hits me. Oh my gosh, our whole world is changing. Our society is changing. My life is changing. My business is changing. My family is changing. My relationships are changing. Lots of things are changing, and that's scary. And it even can give me a sense of panic. I notice I get those physiological symptoms of anxiety, like my heart starts pounding and my breath starts to become shallow, and I start to feel really tense in my muscles, and I feel antsy. I can't sit still. And then I will use a coping technique or a coping tool to focus on the here and now, focus on the moment. And next thing you know, I'm feeling stable. I've got myself in a routine. I'm working out. I'm cooking food. I'm watching shows. I'm losing track here, but I think that any given day, you can find yourself in any of those stages. And I would like to spend a little bit of time talking about each of them so that you might get a sense of where you are, and give yourself some grace and some compassion for no matter where you are, especially if you find yourself in, say you find yourself in the growth phase and you're feeling really motivated and really excited and you're energized. And the next thing you know, you wake up in the next morning and you're blah, tired, unmotivated, feeling sad, feeling stuck. Do not beat yourself up. Know this is normal and know that it will get better. So today I will talk about survival. What are some ways that you might experience survival mode, and how might you know? How might you realize that you're in survival mode and it's time to really engage some coping skills? I would say overwhelming feelings, or even, intense feelings of sadness, depression, fear, even levels of panic, feeling overwhelmed, feeling unmotivated, fatigued, exhausted, irritable, angry, tearful, feeling like crying. These are all signs of, like we've talked about, trauma, grief, and they're what may put us in survival mode. You may notice in your behavior that you are slow moving, that you sit for periods of time staring off into space, that you have a hard time organizing your thoughts. You may have difficulty with your personal hygiene. You may not feel motivated to take a shower or change your clothes, or you may not feel motivated to eat, to prepare food. You may actually find that that's all you want to do is eat. You may find a desire to engage in old patterns of self-harm, of addictive behaviors like drinking too much alcohol, or being, watching a lot of pornography. I don't know. Lots of potentially addictive or self-harming behaviors you might be engaged in and notice about yourself. You may also notice that you're avoiding a lot of things in your life. You may be avoiding picking up after yourself or cleaning up. You may be avoiding emails. You may be avoiding phone calls that you're receiving. You may be avoiding interacting with people in your life, wanting to be alone most of the time. You may avoid leaving your house altogether, not even getting any fresh air. So there are a lot of signs that you might be in survival mode. And I would say if you are there, the most important thing for you to do is to just admit to yourself that you're stuck in survival mode. Have compassion for yourself. Know that it makes sense. Know that you are not alone. And reach out. Start asking for help. Ask for help from a loved one, from a friend, from a family member, from a trusted therapist. And if you don't have one, reach out to someone and get some help. You are not alone. You will get through this. My next video will be about the stability phase and how that might look for you and how to get yourself there. And then I'll do another video about the growth phase and what that might look like and what you might feel when you're there. All right, guys, thanks for listening, and I hope you have a really nice Easter. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.